Mike Harris back with What in the Law podcast. And I'm going to follow up a little bit about why there is a need for specialization. And one of those reasons is what is called rules of procedure. Rules of procedure are basically how cases are supposed to be processed. They include things like the deadlines, the court appearances necessary, how to do paperwork, and a whole bunch of other things about basically what is required and what the judges will expect when you go into court. Now, in Colorado, if you are charged with a criminal case, you're going to have to follow the rules of criminal procedure. But let's say you have a civil case, like a lawsuit or a dispute over a contract or property. Then you're going to have something called rules of civil procedure. And depending on the type of lawsuit, if you are in the more serious level or district court, you have your regular rules of civil procedure. But if you have something less, you might be in county court, where it's either a smaller amount of money or something considered less serious. Those, you have to follow the rules for county court civil procedure. Let's say you have a non-criminal traffic infraction. You got a different set of rules for traffic infractions. Let's say you're in small claims court. You got another set of rules for small claims court. There's other things that are always specific to the local jurisdiction that come up. There might be one way things happen in one county versus a different county as far as timelines, how to file paperwork, and so forth. And let's say you go to city court, you have a municipal court case. They have a different set of rules too. And every local town that has their own court has their own rules. Now, in many cases, these are very similar, but there can always be some little difference that can make a very big impact. And the differences from criminal to civil can be enormous. And we haven't even talked about federal court yet. They have their own civil procedure rules and criminal procedure rules. Got a military case? Oh, you got your rules for court-martial, which has your different set of rules for how they do things. So there are just so many different areas. They don't always make sense why there's differences, but frankly, judges very often care very much about the very specific rule and making sure it is done exactly the way the rule says. So that is just one, frankly, not too exciting, but very important reason why, if you have a case, you either need to spend so much time figuring out how you need to do it, or you need to have a lawyer who knows how to do it. So that's just one example of why you need a specific lawyer for the area you are in. See you next time on What in the Law podcast.